Bill was interesting. He was definitely interesting. Had me thinking. But what he said still hadn't convinced me enough. So I decided to take it to the pastoral staff. That's right. Pastor Brian Kenville, assistant pastor here at Joy Community Church. Now, I wanted to see what his take was on Jesus being the reason for the season. I have a feeling that he's pro-Jesus. But how would he respond to someone like me, someone who has questions, someone who has doubts, someone who may not believe what he believes? How would Pastor Brian handle the zone? The exit. You get the point. Thank you, Pastor Brian, for seeing me.
Good to see you, Tyrone.
Yes, and I'm sure you've heard what I've been doing here. I've been in the building all day.
Tyrone, I saw you here, and I could have sworn you had different clothes on this morning.
No!
Did you spill ketchup from your hot dog at lunch?
No. I've had this on the whole time. I
don't know. Something was different. Is it the hair? What?
No, my hair was always this long, and the beard was always this thick.
Okay, maybe.
All right, moving on, Pastor Brian. Moving on. I'm here to discuss why Christians feel the need to keep the name Christ in this holiday season. I don't mind celebrating the holidays, but I don't know fully how I feel about this Christ, and why do we feel the need to shove him down my throat? Why can't I just celebrate in my own way?
I think that's a valid question. That's a great question, and a question that I've even asked myself. I didn't always celebrate Christmas the way that I do today. I mean, I grew up with Christmas, and it was about the toys. I remember sneaking out and looking under the tree, and I was mad. Why was I mad? Because it was my brother's name on that big wheel, not mine.
I've been there.
It was the time of saying, Christmas is about me getting all the right gifts, right?
Exactly. All right, every time they talk about love, and they talk about his son coming, and they talk about, and you guys talk about, I feel a certain way when you say those things. It touches something in here. So I won't deny that. But what I don't understand is it just a good feeling because I can catch your positive energy coming from me, or is there really something deeper? And if so, where's the proof? I mean, I love pudding, but I don't see any spoon in it. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, I know.
You hear me knocking?
I hear you.
Now let me in.
I hear you. All right, come on. So you're looking for the proof in the pudding.
Yeah.
You know what? Here's the interesting thing. Somebody's knocking on the door of your heart right now. Isn't that interesting that God said, I stand at the door and knock. Will you let me in? So I know you come with a lot of questions, but can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Tyrone, if God, the creator of the universe, man, is knocking on the door of your heart today, would you open up and let him in?
See, here's my problem. See, this is where my concept of church, it's faulty. Yet I can't deny the feeling that I'm having inside, and that, Pastor Brian, is where I am confused.
Try to find answers. You're in a good place. You're in a good place if you're honestly pursuing answers. I remember, if it's all right, I just think of a story. When Jesus himself was alive, he had a lot of confused people around him trying to find answers. He had some that were looking for this miracle. Just do me a miracle, Jesus, and I'll believe. And he had others that were looking for truth. Just show me truth. In fact, at one point he said, you're looking at him. He said, I am truth. And you know what? They still didn't believe. Then he turned to some of his loyal followers and he said, what about you? And they said, Jesus, we've left everything to follow you. And we've seen some come and we've seen some go. And we don't have it all figured out, man. But when we're around you, it's like nothing else. They said, where else are we going to go? Because you have the words of life. And what you're sensing now, not try to get all spooky weird on you now, but what you're sensing is the Spirit of God. That's that feeling that you keep talking about. It's because the Spirit of God is trying to let you know that He's got your number.
So that's what Christmas is about. That's what
right.
Christmas is about.
It's about love come down. It's about the greatest treasure and most wonderful mystery that we could imagine. That God Himself became a man. Now, did He come parading into town in a royal parade to set up shop in a palace? Because if He did, you know what? I don't think I could relate to Him. Could you? No, he came in a way. I think if Jesus was born today, He'd be born in an old broken Rubbermaid container in a back alley.
It's rough.
It's rough. But He came to a rough place because He knows that inside our hearts it's a kind of rough place, isn't it?
It's rough.
Is it?
So you celebrate Him not for the material things and not to shove Him down my throat or the world's throat, but you celebrate Him because of your own personal relationship.
I do, because of what He's done, not only for me, but I've seen Him bring freedom to so many. I've seen Him bring hope to people who had nothing. I've seen Him do miracles. I've seen Him set people free who were captive in addictions and bondage and heading the wrong way, and bring joy to those who were in despair. To bring people into a place of light that were totally walking in darkness.
You know what? I got some soul searching to do myself. Thank you, Pastor Brian.
Tyrone, you're welcome. I encourage you, if you feel that knocking, if you hear that rapping on that door, why don't you just give him a shot and let him in? You know what? If I'm wrong, you got nothing to lose. But if I'm right,
You've been in the zone. Visiting Joy Community Church that day was definitely an experience. One that I will most likely never forget. Just being in that building, seeing the secretary and seeing the pastoral staff and seeing the ministers and seeing the volunteers, it dug up a lot of old memories. Memories of when I used to attend church when I was a child with my grandmother. Memories of hearing the pastor's sermons and memories of eating the old plastic / cardboard wafers they gave you for communion and that little whatever that was of warm grape juice. Memories of going to Sunday school, learning about John 3:16 and all of that good stuff. Memories of the brief stint I had of having a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. Memories of when I was first hurt by the church. Memories of when I first turned away from the moral values that my grandmother instilled into me. Memories of pain and anger and anguish and bitterness that stemmed from me turning my back on those moral values. Yeah, all of them are rehashed as soon as I step foot into 890 North Goodman Street. So what does it all mean? Is Jesus the reason for the season? Was He just a man? Did He even exist? Is He the Son of God? Is He God? I didn't know, but I knew I wanted to find out more. So I attended the church. I said I'll attend one service. So I went on a Sunday. Next thing I know, I'm going to the men's Bible study on Tuesday evenings. Then they had Wednesday evening prayer. Wednesday evening prayer. Next thing I know, I was going 2 weeks in a row, then 3 weeks in a row. Next thing I know, I started feeling the way I did back when I was a kid, back when I was innocent, back to when I had that relationship. Now, I'm not one who's easily swayed or easily convinced or one who drops a moral stance easily. But if you were to ask me now, Is Jesus the reason for the season? Do I believe that Jesus Christ came from heaven down to earth and he died on the cross for my sins and that his birth is a reason to be celebrated? You tell me. I'm Tyrone. No. I'm Kyle Washington. And you're in my mother's house. Hope you got something from this. God bless. Coming, Ma.